I was hired to teach rich kids. When a parent tried to get me fired for driving a poor person's car, the principal's response left me speechless. I never expected my 10-year-old Honda Deskafid would nearly cost me my job at Westlake Academy, where tuition costs more than my annual salary. Looking back, I am grateful it happened because it revealed who really valued education at that prestigious private school. When I accepted the position teaching AP Literature, I was warned the parents could be demanding. This was a masterclass in understatement. These weren't just wealthy families, they were fourth-generation heirs, tech executives, and celebrities who viewed teachers as service providers rather than educators. Still, I loved teaching, and most of my students were genuinely eager to learn. Then came Parents' Night when I met Elise Montgomery, mother of my quietest student, Grace. As parents filed into my classroom, I greeted each by the door. When Elise approached, she barely acknowledged me, immediately scanning the room before whispering loudly to another mother, "This can't be right. W, here is the real teacher." Throughout my presentation, she texted continuously, occasionally looking up to sigh dramatically. After class, while other parents asked thoughtful questions about curriculum, Elise cornered me by my desk. "Miss Weston, I noticed you drive a Honda," she said, pronouncing it like a disease. Confused, I asked what she meant. "These children come from success. Seeing their teacher drive that suggests you haven't achieved anything worth emulating." She smiled thinly. "I've already mentioned it to Headmaster Phillips." I was speechless. "My car works perfectly fine, Mrs. Montgomery. I'm sure it does," she replied. "But appearances matter. Grace needs proper role models." The next morning, I was summoned to Headmaster Phillips' office, heart pounding as I prepared to defend my choice of transportation. Phillips, a formal man in his 60s with steel gray hair, motioned for me to sit. "Miss Weston, I understand there was an issue with Elise Montgomery last night. She seemed concerned about my car, sir." "Yes, she called this morning demanding your termination or reassignment. She feels your Honda indicates substandard performance." My stomach dropped. This was my dream job. Phillips leaned forward. "I've prepared a response I'd like your opinion on." He handed me a printed email. As I read, my hands started trembling. "Dear Mrs. Montgomery, thank you for your concern regarding our faculty's transportation choices. After careful consideration, I must decline your request to terminate Miss Weston. Westlake Academy hired Miss Weston for her Oxford education, her published literary analysis, and her exceptional teaching abilities, but not her vehicle preferences. In fact, her choice to drive a reliable paid-off vehicle rather than financing an expensive car to impress others demonstrates precisely the financial literacy and critical thinking we hope to instill in our students. If material displays of wealth are your primary concern in your daughter's education, perhaps Westlake isn't the right environment for Grace. Our mission is to develop minds, not showcase status symbols. Miss Weston will remain Grace's teacher, her car will remain in our parking lot, and this conversation is now closed. Regards, Headmaster Phillips." I looked up, stunned. Phillips smiled slightly. "Should I send it? You'd risk losing the Montgomerys' tuition over my Honda?" "Miss Weston, I've been an educator for 40 years. The moment we start evaluating teachers by their possessions rather than their abilities is the moment we stop being a school and start being a country club." He sent the email with one keystroke. 3 days later, Elise Montgomery transferred Grace to another class part but not another school, and in the parking lot, I noticed Headmaster Phillips' 15-year-old Volvo parked right beside my Honda.